Hello and welcome to the Hume podcast from and Long. For those of you who don't know us, Hume is a recruitment training business co-founded by myself, Ed Khan, and Laura Hopes.
And each week we're going to be giving you 10-minute snippets into our world of recruitment, tips and tricks to help you on your journey as an agency recruiter, and hopefully some laughs along the way too. We hope you guys enjoy.
Welcome back, team. I feel like a bit of a train conductor standing up.
I know, I quite like today. You're in like real recruiter mode. It's like, get on the phone.
Oh, also, we're not talking about BD, but I highly recommend standing to do your BD. Completely changes the tone of your voice.
Oh yeah, it does. The energy of it whilst I'm sat here on my ass.
You are multitasking though.
For anyone. Oh, you should get one of those walking treadmill things.
Oh my God, I would love that.
You know, like then you can type and walk. I feel like that'd be good for you.
Oh, that would be completely my jam.
Put the dogs on it so you don't have to take them out.
If anyone wants to gift me a walking treadmill for Christmas.
That's a good gift for you.
That is a great gift for me.
No, we miss you.
What do I need to do for you to get me that? Like get married?
Targets.
Get married. Hit some targets.
Get on the phone, mate.
Hit some targets you underperform at.
Yeah, and we're just talking about KPIs. Okay, Ed, what you need to do. 100 BD calls.
Oh, good segue into this week's episodes on KPIs, the dreaded term KPIs. God, so many agencies market themselves as KPI-free environments, and it drives me absolutely bonkers.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I think when you're in a booming market, you can kind of get away with it because it's like, no, like everyone is performing. There's so much work here. Experienced consultants, they don't need it. They don't want it. But like that honestly is like me and you saying like we don't work towards any numbers in our business. Like how can you run a business which you should be like training your consultants to feel like from the moment they start their recruitment careers, they're learning how to run a business. Like that for me is the most effective way of getting someone committed and strategic on a desk. But then simultaneously wanting that from your people and then saying, but you don't have to measure anything. Don't measure anything. Don't know what your ratios are. Don't know what your conversion rates are. Don't understand what your deal values are. Like if we ran our business like that, we would be running completely blind. And so data is integral to success in any industry, accounting, I don't know, medical, like in any industry, there are numbers that link to productivity, success, and like compliance. So selling yourself as the KPI environment is so dangerous because I think you're restricting your people from growing strategically.
100%. And billing consistently. I think what you said earlier, like in a boom market, you can somewhat get away with it. And I think in any market, realistically, you can get away with it for a short period of time. But if all your focus as a business is on how much money we can make in the next month or two, great, go for your life. If you don't care about the following 10 months, don't need KPIs. But if you want consistent billings, which I would say 100% of agency owners do, then you absolutely need to measure performance aside from this is what this person bills. Because what happens far too often, we'd let KPIs go by the wayside. Someone's billing, Tony's billing 150K, has done for the last 3 quarters. We're not talking to him about KPIs, he's billing. It's like, great. What happens when Tony has a dip in a quarter? What are you going to do then? What conversation are you having with Tony? If you don't have KPIs, it's going to be, Tony, you're not billing. What's happening? Do more of what you used to do. And it is the most basic conversation and puts consultants on edge, because often if you're in a KPI-free environment, you're then not tracking what you're doing. Therefore, you don't know what's working and what's not, and what you need to do more of. If you're not tracking it, then you're relying on old school recruitment managers going, do more BD calls. And it's like, oh, fuck, does that even work for this person? Should they be doing more of this because that converts for them? Should they be doing more of this because we know the data tells us on average, where their clients convert is X amount of this, X amount of this, and that's typically when they convert. Or their ratios have dipped. Their interviews to placements ratio have dipped in the last 2 quarters, therefore their billings are down. Great, we know what we need to focus on. That Tony's not interviewing the right people. So is there a skills gap there that we can then help Tony with? Because it's actually not client side. So if you told Tony to do more BD and his ratios have gone down, you're targeting the wrong thing. Tony doesn't need more clients. His interviews are not successful. So work with Tony on that and you fix the problem. But if you don't have that data, you're completely stabbing in the dark. And that's when your consultants start going, fuck this, I'm out of here. Because they've come down with me and they've told me to do more BD, but it's pointless. And rightly so. These consultants need assistance as their employers and as leaders. We actually need to be helping these people get better. And if you don't know what they're doing, you can't assist them in getting better.
I feel like you have just summarized the whole point of it, because
I feel like I didn't breathe during that.
No, it was a full rant. I was like watching, like wind him up, watch him go. Tony's getting like proper drilling. But it's so true. And like you get, like exactly like you said, you don't know which part of the process needs fixing. And I think what then happens is that KPIs are then implemented as a performance management tool, and that's why people are so afraid of them. And blanket KPIs don't work. What we're saying is that you should be working with your consultants to set KPIs based on their performance and what's important to their desk and what they want to achieve. So yes, work backwards from target to input, but also like those KPIs should be an ever moving, ever changing thing based on what that person's seeing in the market, based on their ratios. And so each quarter in their quarterly review, you should be sitting down with them, looking at their ratios of their most important activity. And when I say their ratios, not just the numbers, like the conversion ratios, and then adapting their KPIs on that basis and looking at things like people's average deal value, their placement fill rate. Like these are the easiest things to start to manipulate and to track, because they tell you everything you need to know about how you take a 500, 600K performer to $1 million biller. And often the people who say to me, oh, like, I don't want KPIs or I don't want to work to KPIs, are the ones who can't get above where they're at. And actually the KPIs will be the thing that gets you to the next level, because what we're looking at doing is increasing efficiency, productivity, not doing more numbers, not doing more of the same thing. And I think this is the mindset shift we need for KPIs in our industry. And if we started getting really smart about it, I reckon we'd see people's productivity skyrocket. Because the amount of recruiters I ask, what's your average deal value? And they don't know the answer.
100%.
So how can you know what you need to do to hit your end of year target? In the first instance, like that's the first thing. You know?
I think a lot of people focus, because of a lack of KPIs, on we just need more clients or more jobs on. And I'm like, guys, you can make so much money if you know what your numbers are saying. Because actually, what you said earlier, it's about optimizing what you're doing. Because taking a 500K biller up to $1 million is often not just about bringing more clients. You can work with what you've got and go, actually, our conversion rates are pretty low across this client. Okay, what are we doing there? How can we optimize that? How can we get our conversion rates much higher so we're not doing as much work, which frees up time to actually then service a new client? Because if you're just adding more clients on, a 500K biller that's not optimized is not able to fulfill another 500K of work. It's madness. But where they can increase their actual output is in optimizing. Okay, so moral of the story, don't be afraid of KPIs.
And just start slowly, like introduce like 3 metrics that you'll ask your team to track first. And then once they track them, then set some goals around improving those things and some actual tangible actions that they can take that will help improve them. Oh, he's cutting me off. Right to cut me off. All right.
Love that I've got the power of this.
No, and I'm like, panic. I knew you were cutting me off. End of episode. Bye.